This video is to glorify the Most High, Yahushua, Yahweh, Jesus Christ, Yahshua, Mashiach, Yahushua, and the Holy Spirit, the Ruach Kadesh. I did a video yesterday when I talked about a relative in heaven. When I talked about my grandmother. That experience in that video was hard for me to do. It was really hard, man. It was very hard. I was talking with my mother figure. She was like, she brought it up to me today, and I just, in a way where I was like, I wanted to speak on it again. That was hard, man. I have a grandmother who I don't miss. She died. I don't miss her. I haven't missed her once. Like, oh man, I miss you, man. Nah, I don't see me missing her. I don't miss her. It's not like I hold on. I don't miss her. Just flat out. I don't know how else to say it. Just don't miss her. Like she's died and I didn't miss her. And I don't miss her. I just move forward. But this grandmother was different. I'm a man of atonement. What does atone mean? Reparation for a wrong or injury, or a Christian, or the Christian theology, the reconciliation of God and mankind through Jesus Christ. Atonement. I'm a man of atonement. Like, I'm seeking to do right, for things I've done in the past. When I had that experience with my grandmother, it really had a profound effect. It happened in 2017. It had a profound effect on me, and I didn't even know the effect it had, but it just was drastic. It had a profound effect on me. When I think about my grandmother Bessie, I love her, man, and I caused a pain on her. A pain that I wish I could take back. When I was a child, I always got in trouble. I didn't even know many times why I was getting in trouble. All I know, when it pertained, in many ways, I didn't even know, man. And when I think of my dad, I could just only imagine, like, how hard it was for him. Like, I can't reach him. I could beat him until he get blue, but I can't reach him. I can't get him to learn. And I can only imagine what that does to a parent, and I'm just being honest with myself. My grandmother, I used to just, I just caused pain that I wish I could take back, but I just can't. I just can't. One time she was just yelling at me, and if I had any awareness that I have now, if I had the awareness, just man, no problem, just because I could just imagine what I put off on her. And my dad would probably say to me, Ray, you gotta let that go. You gotta let it go, Ray. You gotta. I know, man. And it's like, he don't know, like, what I be carrying with Bessie. He don't even know it. Like, it's like, I know. I know this, Dad. What you saying is right. Like, what you saying. Me and my dad, we really have reconciled, like, this year, man. And we really got close. My mother figured, she just kept saying, Ray, you should talk to your dad. You should talk. And I would shrug her off, and I'm so glad I did listen to her. A lot of women want to be like my mother figure, or want to be in places of honor or reverence. Man, miss me, man. Because they They don't, but they void of the compassion and the genuine sincerity that's within this woman I call my mother figure. I'd be really listening to her. Even if I'll be in a place where I'm like, look, I ain't trying to do that today. I'll sit here and think about it just because of, you know what I'm saying, like her words and what she said to me throughout the years. And so my dad would probably be like, Ray, you got to, like, and I'd be in a place like, man, I know, yo. I know I need to, I know. I would if I could, but I just can't. You know, there was a homie, he used to, when I was young, you know what I'm saying, his name Daniel, solid bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? Solid bruh, like, I don't know how to say it, but just to downright say it, like, he's an honorable dude, like, he's a genuine dude, like, look, I'm just gonna tell you straight up, like, in my world, man, this dude's a real nigga if there ever was one. And but he's not rewarded as faithful, you know, as his faithfulness deserves. He may be a supervisor, but like really, and I'm that's something I don't want to tell him to his face, because I'm not trying to carry him. And even if I said it, he knew I wouldn't say it in a place of ridicule. He'd be like, Ray, I know where you're coming from. He said something. You know, I remember one time I was, you know, me and my grandma were just yelling, da da da, and he just heard it. He was like, man, y'all yelling like. And I was not as faithful with this brother as I wish I am now. And I said to him once, like, and we chopped it up. He was at work. And me and him, we chopped it. And when we were chopping it up, he said to me, you know, I told him, man, you said something to me that really hit home. Because I remember one time he just remembered me and her were just arguing when he came over my house. And he said to me, Ray, you know, I told him once, like, Ray, you know, when I did this right here, I did it to show that I wish I did it when we were younger, but I didn't, and I'm sorry for it. And when I said that to him, he was like, Ray, that's not something you can control, Ray. That's not something you can control. That was not something you can control then. And so I talked to my homie Nate, you know what I'm saying? Because he remember what happened with my grandma, like just how we was. And my dad would probably be like, Ray, you gotta let it go, Ray, you got to. And he don't understand, like, for my dad, it's bittersweet. Like, when he looks at me, it's like he'd be proud to look at me. Like, man, I'm proud to call you my son, man. You are a genuine man. Your character, man, I cannot ignore your character, Ray. I cannot ignore your character. As a father, and I just could tell when we talked, he had this look like all the stuff that we went throughout the years. Do you know it was worth it just to interact with you the way I am now? Like, he would just see my strength of character. And, you know, if someone really want to offend me, come at my character. Especially if we had dealings. If you're someone that just meeting me with ignorance, like, you meeting me with ignorance, I may have, but when you know my character to be what it is and then you come against me, I don't know how I'll respond. I don't know. And the Most High's working on me on that foundation. You know, and so with my grandma, it had a profound effect on me, man, after she died, like when I became a man. Like after that experience, when I seen her in spiritual places, it had a profound effect on me. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all were to interact with me, open your horn to me type stuff, I do the best that I can with everything in my being, not to be a grievance or a burden to any one of you. And I'm not saying that like, hey, I'm trying to get over, hey, open your heart. I'm just genuinely telling you so you know the man you're dealing with. I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm an overwhelming like type dude, and I don't mean to be. I'm not like overbearing. I'm not like on some dominant stuff, I'm not domineering. But for you to be around me, my presence, how I talk, how I conduct myself, that thing overwhelms people, and I know that now. And it's not necessarily something I could change, but just something I could genuinely say in humility, trying to reason with that person with insight and awareness and sincerity, speaking only the truth. Like, to be honest with y'all, when I tell like a lot of women like I ain't sleeping around and I ain't on that time, I really mean it, man. Because it wouldn't take much. And I'm not trying to, and I don't say that in arrogance. Ray, what does all this have to do with what you're talking about here and now? I know what I am. I know what I am. And I've done things in my past that I wish I could take back, but I just can't. And I'm seeking the Most High more than words can say, because I need His help with it. Y'all don't even know, like, y'all don't even dig it, like, the type stuff that I really be pondering when it pertains to the Most High, when it just my life. The Most High just sees this, like, Ray, if you could, and there's times when I would say to the Most High, you know what, man, and I say it often. Sometimes He'll still reply, sometimes He may just be quiet, because He spoke on it before. But I would just genuinely say, I would just talk to the Most High and say, I wish I had awareness when I was young. I wish I had awareness. I wish I had this when I was younger, man. I really wish I had it. And a voice would say to me, if you did have it, you would not be in me the way you are. I still don't know what to say to that, man. Because I'm really in my bag like, yo, you have no idea how much I wish I could take this back. And He's in places where it's like, Raymond, I'm patient with you. Because if you could not struggle with this, and if this is something that you could be free of, you'd be free of it, and I know it. But this is something you always struggle with. Y'all don't know, like, when I say I'm a man of atonement, I'm a man of atonement. Any wrong I've done, I would seek to the repair it, and I seek to fix it. Any offense I've caused. People don't know what that's like, because this is not the type of stuff that they really think about. Like, what can I do? I can't take back what I've done, but what can I do to repair the damage that I've caused? What could I do? That's stuff that I've done that my grandma, like, when she was alive, and I'm not even going to speak on it, but it just burdens me, man. And if I could be free of it, and if I could not think about it, I would. And so when I share with y'all that experience, within my body, out of my body, I know certain men, within my body, out of my body, I don't even know, only God knows. And I saw the spirit of this woman, and I recognized that this was the spirit of my grandmother, Bessie. And she was eating some food, you know what I'm saying? And I asked her, hey, can I have some of what you eating? She just looked at it, and she was just like, Ray, I can't let you have what I'm eating. Like, when she said that, I was like, yo, that's cool, man. I'm not going to force the envelope. I'm not going to push the issue. If you say no, you can't. If I can't have it, it's not permitted from the Most High, don't even trip. That's cool, man. Y'all don't understand. Like, I really was just like, during the experience, I was really like, yo, that's cool. That's cool. But she, like, looking at it now throughout the years, I was in my bag like, you have no idea, man. I'm not going to push this envelope. And when we are in internal places hugging and we're interacting with each other, I ain't going to push no envelope with you. Seriously. And when I looked at her, I looked at this woman and everything in my being, I looked at her and I said to her, I was not trying to be a burden. She looked at me and said, I know you weren't. I know you weren't. Y'all people don't know how much that means. I talk to the Most High, and I talk to him like I talk to a homie that's bearing with me when I only have what I have. I can only do what I can do, and I only can do what I can do, nothing more. I talk to the Most High. When I talk to him, see, a lot of, like, I'm gonna be honest, I disable comments and stuff. Because I don't really care for, unless I do a song or put out a song or something and I ponder it, maybe. But like when it pertains to this type of stuff, I don't care for what people got to say. Everybody got their opinions of how to do something, how it should be done. They never did it, and they won't do it. Or if they do it so you can say words like, oh, that's nice, you're really a nice person. Forget all that garbage, man. If I come against someone, I'm going to come against someone. And I'm not going to give people the satisfaction of just giving their 2 cents. When I say I'm, like, ain't no other way to say it. Like, when I say I'm a real dude about this, I'm a real dude about this, man. What, just leave a video to expose you or to disrespect you, and then other people can disrespect you as well? No. No. A lot of people do these type videos, and they may even look and learn and say, hey, I'm going to do these videos just like this because I'll gain people like this. I'll leave the comments open. Man, forget y'all, man. I don't care for your vain comments. That stuff vanity to me. And if you pay attention, and if you're really smart enough, do you know that the Most High will see that you're doing this in a place of privacy? And so in turn, he'll be in a place where he will reward you publicly. But people don't think along those lines. Like, yo, I need to regroup my stuff, man. Or maybe I need to evaluate this. Or what if this person is right? Will we do that? Not at all. I'm a man of atonement. I've done much in my life that I was wrong about. Even with the work of the Most High, there's probably been videos that I've been wrong about. I'll tell you. You know, when I was going through what I was going through, and I was just like, and I was just so broken. I was at this breaking point. When I was at this breaking point where I was cussing people like, da-da-da-da-da, you cussing, da-da-da-da-da. One bruh took time and called me, trying to comfort me like, bruh, bottom line, all I'm saying is try not to. On that foundation, I'm like, I'm going to honor you, man. I'm going to honor. I see, because you actually come in trying to comfort me as a man, as a brother, man first. I will take my time off of you. Our views will be different. No brother is like the other brother to the T. They're their own person. They're their own individual. You know, with my grandmother, that had a profound effect on me. You know, because I just always saw where I caused pain where I wish I didn't. You know, I'm not close with her children. Aside from my dad, not really. My dad sees my strength of character. So does my sister. One day I called my sister, me and her, we were talking. And I said, you know, why you stood up for me. And I said to her, you stood up for me one day when the family was together and this one person spoke against me. You stood up for me because even then when we was young, it's like we had quarreled like you wouldn't believe. Me and my sister never got along. And even as adults, we in places where it's like, yo, we ain't trying to push that because we just got to a place where we coming together. And my sister, I said to her, you know, even though I was going through my drama, even though I was at this difficult place where I couldn't express myself well and I couldn't comprehend well as I wish I did, in places where you could. Even when we were young, one thing you saw was my strength of character and how if it was within my power, the only thing I would do is right. And you saw it. And so if someone came against me, you would meet them with much aggression and much defense. Because you saw that if it was in my power, the only thing I would do is right. And though you know, as a brother, I may be tripping. You saw when you looked at me, I make it up in my mind to do the right thing. You know, there was a scene from Forrest Gump where this is after Lieutenant Dan had to get his legs amputated after the war, after Forrest saved his life. You know, Lieutenant Dan was in New York, you know, just living off the government. You know what I'm saying? And he spent time with Lieutenant Dan. You know, when they were having a New Year, and Forrest really spent time with Dan. Like he still, you know, Lieutenant Dan was like, what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? I'm not a lieutenant no more. What am I going to do? And Forrest said to Lieutenant Dan, you still are Lieutenant Dan. And he meant it. And Lieutenant Dan just looked at him, and he knew Forrest meant every word when he looked at him and said that. Like, you care about me. You care about me more than I could ever care about you. I'm over here envious, in great envy of you, man. And you over here, you still call me Lieutenant Dan when all I am is a bum. And there was a scene in Forrest Gump. Because I learned from that movie. And if you pay attention, Forrest was the smartest man. He was the smartest brother in the movie. There was a scene where they were at the hotel with these two, like, you know, these two harlots. And this one chick, you know, Lieutenant Dan about to get it in. They about to, like, do them. And Dan, and this one chick tried to kiss Forrest, and he just got her off. Like, get off me, chick. Like, and she was just like, you know, and she was like, yo, you stupid. You know what I'm saying? Is your friend, you losing in the war? And then Lieutenant Dan watching it, and the girl that was on top of Lieutenant Dan was like, yo, is your friend stupid? He's like, yo, what you say? And he was like, yo, is your friend stupid? He took her, he threw the chick off her. Like, get off me, chick. Man, get up out of here, man. Y'all, don't you call him stupid. Do not call him stupid. Get your stuff and get up out of here. Don't you call him stupid. You are not to call him stupid. You do not call him that. And he was snapping. And he was like, get out of here. And he fell out of his chair. And the harlots was laughing as they left. And Forrest immediately went to go help him up. And Dan was like, you know, Dan, he was just like, no. And he got to his chair and he got himself up. And Forrest, he kind of knew he kind of blew, you know, he killed their high. He killed their vibe. You know, he killed his vibe. And Forrest was like, man, I'm sorry for ruining your New Year, Lieutenant Dan. She just tastes like cigarettes. And Lieutenant Dan looked at Forrest and was just like, Happy New Year, Gump. And you hear Forrest in his thoughts say, I guess Lieutenant Dan knew some things you just can't change. He doesn't like to be called crippled, like I don't like to be called stupid. You know, my dad, I'm gonna do a video and I may talk about him more. But I'm gonna tell you one thing about him, man. I said to him, you know, because I went to court, he went with me to court. And it meant a lot to me to see him there. I don't know why, I just did. You know, you ain't gonna find me at cookouts and stuff like that. But if you say, hey, Ray, can you help me with some yard work or something? Yo, yeah. Like sometimes I want to go over there to just help him out with yard. I just want to do stuff for him because I love him. And as we just getting stuff taken care of, I said to my dad, you know, Dad, I want to tell you something. You know, because as I was in court, and he knew I was innocent of what I was going through. So that's why he went. In the same way he was innocent of what he went through when it pertained to my, you know, my mom's. You know, because I would tell him often, I know what my mother put you through, man. I know what she put you through. I kept saying it as I was going through the heartache. I remember I saw him and I went by his house, and I'm going to tell you that in another video. But I said to him, and I meant it. I said to him this. I said to him, Dad, you know, we over here on some shoulda, coulda, woulda. Everybody got their shoulda, coulda, wouldas. When you in court, everybody got their, hey, I would have done this, I could have done this, I should have done this, you should have done this, you could have done this, you would have done this. You know, and I told him, everybody got their woulda, couldas, not even in their shoes. But I made it a point to look at my dad, and I told him, Dad, if I was in your shoes, I would have done no better than you, man. I would have done no better. I'm telling you, everybody can say, hey, what you coulda, shoulda, woulda, and all that garbage. But I tell you, man, I would have done no better than you. And my dad, when he heard these words, they were just filled with great sincerity, as you hear him here. When he heard those words, man, I could just see the joy that just came in his face. Like it just, he was overwhelmed with it. Like, Like what I said to him, I don't know how much that meant to him, but it meant more than words could say and ears could hear. He just was like my son. Like he you know, he was in a place where he probably had to stop himself from crying. You know, when I said that to him, it meant to him more than words could say. You know, with my grandmother, she truly was honorable. Truly. And the only atonement that I can do is do right by my sister, do right by my neighbor. Because I'm really sorry for what I've done. See, if someone said to me, you need to accept responsibility for your actions, and they know me, I'll get angry. I'll get justly angry, justifiably angry, righteously angry. Because that person will know that I carry dealing with burdens that if I could let it go, I would if I could, but I can't. And they'll know that I'll seek to do right by my neighbor. And they'll say that to me. And when they say that to me, it'll anger me. Because they'll see, and they could even witness, and they can even testify to the virtue that they see me carry within. And so in turn, they want to use this. I will get angry. It'll make me so angry. God is working with me because that's something that has to... The point that I'm making is I'm a man of atonement. You know something? A lot of women be coming across my video like, you know, you're just degrading. You don't appreciate women. I mean, see, that's what I'm talking about. But a true woman that says she cares for the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, a true woman that says, hey, I love Jesus, Jesus is my Lord, she will hear these words and use her mind and say, you know something? I need to think about what I've done throughout my life and the pain that I've caused. And when I think about the pain that I caused, I have much to atone for. God, I'm not trying to keep the law. Jesus, I'm not trying to keep the law. But what I am solely trying to say is I've done much in my life that I would take back if I could, but I can't. Help me with this. And I tell you plain, such a woman, the honor she has will distinguish her in the same place that I could be wrong. But I think it's only 2 women that have books in the Bible, Ruth and Esther. I'm just saying. And what if the Most High gave you such an insight and wisdom, or gave you such a credibility, where justly, your words justly would be in the mind of an upright man. And this will fuel his thoughts and his motives and his actions every single day. But he may treat you like, look, you ain't going to sit here and try to take diamonds over me. I'm on it. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But he will ponder your words greatly when he does whatever he does. Because you're not seeking to nag him, to just complain, nag, bitch, moan, no, you're not seeking to do that. You're seeking to be as humble as you can. And he will hear you and say, okay. And if he say, and some guys just sit here and do this because they don't want to hear you nag. But some men will take time and be like, you know what? I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm on it. And that's what you probably were seeking the whole time. And you will gain that because of the virtue you seek to keep within your heart. I'm a man of atonement. That experience I had with my grandmother had a profound effect on me. It had a profound effect on me. And I didn't even mean to, I was not trying to say, you know what I'm saying, like, I was not trying to say bitch just to be profane, just complain, just, you know, no offense, just, you know, just whine, complain, nag. That's really what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be profane. I'm really fighting with everything in me not to be profane. I really am the best that I can. Please see that. You may say, oh, you said this and this. Look, man, will you get out of my ear because I'm doing the best that I can. That's all I'm doing. And if y'all really are close with the Most High will make known Raymond is doing the best that he can. Y'all take care of yourself. Just hear the words of a man of atonement.